need my vibrator. Of course, because it was made in China. Having a technical. Yes. Got it? I can't get it on. I was saying I can't get it on. That was last night. Hello? Cheers. Come on, guys, give it up for Pam one more time. Steve, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Let's hear it for your host, Mario Bosco. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. July 4th weekend. We were supposed to have sucky weather today, but surprise, like everything else, it's a prediction. We have no idea. And, as women, we're so used to predictions. We always hear we get beginning like 5 to 7, maybe 8 to 10. We're not talking rain, ladies. We're not talking rain, men. Right? Anyway, I am known as New York's funniest lawyer. If they were going to do my memoirs as a criminal defense lawyer for the last 25 years, this is how it would read. From the murderers to the mafia to the masturbators, and I get them all off. And then for cash, I get their cases dismissed. Anybody here divorced? Good, I'm so glad everyone's so excited about that. Something, if you actually killed it, you would have been 25 years or less, I would have gotten you off, Moral of the story is it's good to get off and pay me cash. So anyway, I'm divorced now about 4 years, 7 months, 6 weeks, 4 days, and 3 hours, but who's counting? So I don't know if anybody's been on any dating sites lately, or who actually, I see nobody wants to admit to it, but believe me, I've seen your pictures out there. I've seen your picture. It actually still has the numbers under it, So there's so many men on some of these dating sites that I've been on, I swear, I think they're actually using their mugshots, And they actually look like some of my former clients. And I actually do the swipe. You have to swipe. I think it's swipe left. Unless you're doing the Jewish dating sites and you have to swipe right. Because, we read right to left. It's right. It's a little different. It gets a little confusing. Unless you're dyslexic also, then you're going up and down. But some of the people that I've seen on some of these dating sites, like I said, I really think they're using their mugshots. So as I'm swiping, I'm going like, no, he looks like a rapist. He looks like a pedophile. He looks hot. Okay, so he looks like a criminal. Okay, not too bad. And I size them up that way. Actually, too, some of these men look like they're follicularly challenged. I know that's a big word for some of you. What that means is they're bald. Okay? But as men get older, Steve, you don't have this problem yet? And Joe, you don't have this problem yet either. But as some men get older, their hair starts to travel. Ladies, stick with me with this one. Their hair travels. It goes from their head down the back of their neck. It starts going on their back and shoulders. So when you see them at the beach, I don't know if they're coming or going. And then it starts sprouting. Like they start getting a unibrow. After 50, get a unibrow, and there's nose hair not coming out of their nose. It's on top of their nose. Then it starts sprouting out of their ears, like those really overripe potatoes that are so sad at Kifu. I know I date them. I'm sorry. My mom always told me, she goes, find a man who's not going to leave you. So she says, find a man with no teeth because he's never going to leave you. Which brings me to tell you about somebody who I recently dated from a dating site. And not to mention this, the dating sites have the most wonky names. Coffee meets bagel. I think that's the Jewish one, but Coffee meets bagel. But let me ask you something. I really think they need to change the name because if I'm going on a dating site, do I really need to meet you for a coffee or a bagel? I like to go to Starbucks. I want to get my points and my stars. So it's Coffee meets bagel. Then there's Match.com. I call it mismatched. Then there's plenty of fish. For the Italian version, it's plenty of dead fish like bacala. For the Jews, it's plenty of gefilte fish. Do we have any Jews here in the audience tonight besides me? Okay, up against the wall. We're used to this. Okay. So I met this guy on this dating site not too long ago, and when he showed up, I swear, I think the picture he had on Match.com was from his bar mitzvah when he had hair. Because he had that one single strand that he did the wrap. It wasn't really too attractive. So, my dad told me when dating, look to see what the guy orders and try and stay in the same price range. I don't want to look like such a Jackie Long Island princess. So, he ordered a sandwich. I ordered a sandwich. Right? Not bad. I take a bite out of my sandwich. Real simple. He takes a bite out of his sandwich. Pulls the sandwich away. Picture this. I'm in therapy now. His teeth remained in the sandwich. I kid you not. So now I have to tell you this, and all of us are old enough to remember toys from back in the day. Dating now with somebody who's 50 and up is like dating Mr. Potato Head. Because all the parts, ladies, are not there. And even worse, when I bring them home, if there's extra parts, I'm like, where does that one go? I'm confused. So I said to him very nicely, Chris, if I bring you home, does anything else come off? It was trauma, and I started going to therapy for this, and when I explained this to my therapist, she doesn't want to see me anymore, she's now in therapy. And even worse, like I said, dating now is like dating Mr. Potato Head. But even more so, dating in the 50s and up, it's like when you go to the Lost and Found. You pick something up, you smell it. If it doesn't smell too bad, you think I'll bring it home, send it to dry cleaners. It may be missing a couple of buttons, I'll be creative, I'll add a couple. Maybe I'll bling it out. But dating a guy like that, I was like, I don't know what to give him when I bring him home. All I know is that, something, people have been investing in NFTs, Steve. People have been investing in NFTs and in cryptocurrency. Invest in batteries, ladies. Because next time there's a power failure or a brownout, it's not the heat wave. I hook myself up to a generator. That's how I get this nice wave and a good orgasm. Yeah, so dating's really rough, and then I met somebody else on a dating site that actually became a client of mine. I don't know how many people would go on a dating site and actually get a client out of it, but I did, which is really great for me as an attorney. Which brings me to the next point. Anybody here drinking tonight? What? Drinking, good. Please drink heavily because COVID-19 really messed up my practice. And I need the business, so I was really hoping you'd go out tonight, drink, get arrested for DWI, and of course, what am I going to do for you at the end of the night? Get you off. I hope you have cash on you. So I met somebody on a dating site not too long ago, and I didn't know mobsters and like these mafia guys actually go on dating sites. I was really impressed. He wanted to cheat on his wife with the gomata, which I thought was called calamari. It's fishy, it's the same thing. I wasn't there, he was. And so, I met this guy on a dating site, and we went to Gargiulo's in Brooklyn for the Brooklyn people in the crowd. Yeah. And, at the end of the night, he goes, honey, I don't think we should, get together anymore. Look under the table. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to see like another penis. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to have a sideline now. I feel like a pecker checker. And it's good because, I have so many extra gloves from COVID-19. And I didn't know what to do with them. And not to mention, I have no idea what to do with those masks. Which actually, the masks help me. I'm just going to, divert for a moment. The masks really help because, ladies, remember back in the day when we were dating, we were all worried about, STDs. Those are sexually transmitted diseases, in case anyone's not sure what an STD is. It's not FTD, that's the florist. They deliver flowers. So now, back in the day when you were dating somebody, you meet somebody at a bar, you go out to the parking lot. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. So yeah, you was so worried about STDs, what you were going to get. Was it like gonorrhea, herpes, chlamydia? I don't know. Half the time I wasn't sure. Had like a loaf of bread between my legs, or for Friday night it was challah. But now, like, nobody cares about STDs. Now it's like if I meet a guy in a bar, like the whole thing is, it's like, you have a mask. Like, fuck having a condom. Like, they don't care about that. Right? It's like, oh my God, you're coughing. You're coughing. Oh my God, are you positive? Did you test? Are you negative? Did you get a test? Did you get a test? I was like, I had a test, but I didn't get the results yet. So now it's like, just wear a mask, and so you can still have all this crazy rampant sex. So going back to the guy, that I'm good for parking lots outside. If anyone wants to meet, I got masks. I didn't know what else to do. I was going to wear them over here. So I meet this guy on his dating site, right? And he says to me, he goes, honey, his name is Anthony. Anthony says to me, he goes, I don't think we should go out anymore. So he says, look under the table, honey. And I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna flash me. And he's got an ankle monitor on. I'm like, are you under house arrest? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, how did you get out to see me if you're under house arrest? I told my probation officer I was going to go meet my new lawyer. That was creative. And I said to him, I go, yeah, by the way, I was looking for you on social media and I couldn't find you, any place, I go, do you have pictures on social media? He goes, honey, you see the black car outside? I go, huh? He goes, no, honey, it's the feds. They're taking pictures of us as you're coming in. Because you're a nice girl. I don't think we should, hang out. So we ended it on Wednesday night. Saturday morning, there's 75 missed calls from this fucking maniac. And I'm like, oh my God. It's one thing, to have followers. I'm thinking, now I have stalkers. So I was like, why are you calling me? I'd already decided we're not going to get together. Oh, honey, I got arrested. So it turns out, I said to him, I go, if you wanted to go out with me again, you didn't have to get arrested. I'm going out with you a second time, I like guys with rap sheets. It gives you something to talk about. So it turns out he got arrested. After we went to dinner, DWI, he hits an unmarked police car, violates his parole, he gets in. The best part is, he retained me. Our relationship lasted 2 years. And I got paid cash. And guess what? At the end of the time together, I got him off. There is a method to my madness. I'm telling you, it's a great place for me to go and advertise, to go and meet, new people and everything. Which reminds me, I don't know what a lot of you did during COVID, during the quarantine, which I called being under house arrest. And a lot of my clients too, my criminal clients were under house arrest too, basically, under quarantine. So I was bored and I took up cooking and knitting, and my clients were breaking into their own homes. They had to stay in practice. And on top of it, I was so excited when we were able to go out on the subways again. And like I said, being single, I had to be creative. So I wanted to do what my clients do. I started rubbing up against people on the subways. Started grabbing them, copping little feels. It's a great way. It's a great way to meet somebody. You just cut right through all the bullshit, no drinks or anything else. It's like if you like the way it feels, it's like you go with it. And me being single, single and beautiful and funny and attractive and smart. No, don't interrupt me, it's okay. And so, I realize I am the total package. I'm waiting for FedEx to pick me up. And the best thing about it, I just want you to know, it looks like there are some tables here that are empty. That was by choice. Just look around. You people don't know how lucky you are. Because we had a sold-out show for tonight, but we got to pick and choose and select the most perfect people for this show. Give yourself a round of applause because you are the chosen. So for tonight, consider yourself Jews. You are the chosen people. I chose you. I wanted to pick the best of the best. The ones who are not here, who needs them? Fuck them. They'll come to the next show. They don't know what they're missing. Yeah, don't let them in. Okay, keep them out. So, what else can I tell you? Oh, my mom passed away during COVID. Thank you, thank you. It wasn't from COVID, it was from the hospital bill. Fucking killed her. And the crazy thing was, here I am at the funeral, and I figured that was like the best time for me to start doing stand-up comedy. Because everybody else was already standing, we're all standing around the gravesite. And I know my mom had a great sense of humor. And of course, her being the typical Jewish mother, I knew she'd be so happy to the last second. She's buried near the mall in New Jersey. Which is really interesting because we never lived in New Jersey. I don't know how, in my family, we're from Long Island, New York, and Brooklyn. I don't know how they end up getting buried in New Jersey, unless it's got to be the real estate. It must have been cheaper. We're Jews till the last second. And I knew she'd be so happy because I even said to her, before we threw that shovel of dirt, I go, Mommy, you'd be so happy, you'd be so proud of me. Up until the last second, I got you a sale. The casket was only used once before, I got it 50% off.
I am a comedian.
She'd be really happy with them. Anyway, everybody, I'm Pamela Roth.